Cleveland Browns trying to continue a dramatic turnaround from 0-16 in 2017, 7-8-1 in 2018. We're going to take a closer look at the Browns offseason as part of an ongoing series. 2 teams per day. Today, the Browns and the Chargers. And the Browns, look, the bar is extremely high, Chris. It's higher than it's ever been since the Browns returned to the NFL in 1999. And to their credit, they're not standing pat. They have been aggressive. They have gone out and made moves, adding Odell Beckham Jr., adding Kareem Hunt, Olivier Vernon, Sheldon Richardson, having a draft that even without a first-round pick, because their first-round pick became Odell Beckham Jr., not a bad draft for the Browns, addressing some areas of need, making some areas like corner stronger with Greedy Williams sliding down to them in round 2 at pick number 46. Look, I'm happy with what the Browns have done this offseason, but it only raises the expectations that the Browns are going to make it to the postseason for the first time since 2002.
Yeah, it does. I mean, hey, with the star power they have, the way they ended last year, you get an Odell Beckham Jr. on your football team, you add a Sheldon Richardson on the defensive side of the ball with Olivier Vernon, like you said, and yeah, the public, the media, we're going to expect a lot from you. I mean, we see greatness in a lot of these football players. So, you know, hey, I'll say this, exactly what Freddie Kitchens said, whoop-de-hell with all these football players they got on the roster right now. They do. It's a bunch of individuals who are building, you know, their techniques and becoming better players. So at one point they can become one big cohesive unit as a football team altogether. But hey, on paper, come on, this team it's got a lot of things to be extremely excited about. I don't know if there's any really glaring weaknesses other than maybe you'd like a little more depth or proven commodities on the offensive line. But the starting 5 on the offensive line, okay, it's up there. It's in the top 10 in football. I get on the defensive line, and when you go through, you know, some of the guys they got on the list there, Myles Garrett, Olivier Vernon, Sheldon Richardson, Larry Ogunjobi, you go, whoa, you know, just at face value, that's about as good as it get. You talk about 2 corners on the outside. They had the best cover corner in the draft fall to them in the second round, and my man Thanos, John Dorsey, trades up because he goes, holy crap, this guy's still on the board in the middle of the second. I'm going to go get him. Who gives a damn about tackling with the corner? Let's not make that the basis of a guy falling 25 spots. So I looked at that and went, wow, Denzel Ward now with a Greedy Williams. Hey, safety, they got to figure out how they want to balance it there, Mike. But when you look at them as a whole, it's really about, yeah, their ability, I think, to learn how to win football games, which you and I have talked about. The players and the coaches learning, you know, what game plans on a weekly basis fit their team and what gives them the best chances to succeed. But I don't look at this roster in any shape, way, or form and go, ooh, you know, they're really have an issue here in this one area. This will be a tough matchup for them. They should be able to match up with anybody in football with the team that Thanos, a.k.a. John Dorsey, has created.
You know, every team will say the goal is to win the Super Bowl. We get that. We'll stipulate that every team wants to win the Super Bowl, but there are still degrees of success. There is the question of whether or not the team met the basic expectations. For the Browns, what does it take to meet whatever the expectations are? How far do they have to go for you to say that's a good season, they fulfilled their potential?
I don't want to say wild card, but I'd like to see them, you know what? I would say to fulfill the potential, I would say they are going to be a playoff football team. To fulfill it, yeah, I am going to say that. You know, do I totally expect, would I sit here and just, you know, if you made me bet money today and said, do the Browns make the playoffs or not? I'm going to bet yes, they are. I don't know if they're going to win the AFC North. I think I'm still probably going to pick the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I think the Browns are too talented. They got guys that are not afraid of the big moments. They got a quarterback who is a fierce leader, extremely talented. I mean, answered any questions we had last year about size, moxie, whatever it is. The talent's through the roof. So I just look at it as a whole and go, yeah, I think this is a team that should be in the playoffs. I don't know if they're going to be, 12-4 or anything like that, but a 9-7, 10-6 type football team that gets in at the end of the day.
I think to fulfill the expectations that have been created by them and they've embraced by loading up the cannon with even more great players, I think they have to make it to the round of 8. They have to make it to the divisional round, whether it's wild card and win or get a bye, which I think will be very hard to do. But if they would finish at that divisional round or higher, they've fulfilled their expectations. And these expectations have been created by last year's 7-8-1 record and by the moves they're making, the buzz they're building. And now we'll see if they can get it done. If they don't, Chris, it's all going to come back to the head coach, Freddie Kitchens. That's why he's the one who says, whoop the hell, because he knows it's his fault if it doesn't go where it needs to go.
But I mean, but playoffs aren't good enough. You think they got to win one to make it all fulfilled and feel better?
Final 8. Are you not listening to me?
I heard it. That's why I asked you and said that was
right after this.
The wild card's good enough.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.